Quite often, we need to perform calculations on dates and times. For example, we want to add a day or an hour to a date, or calculate the difference between two dates. In this lecture, we're going to look at the most useful functions for performing calculations on dates and times. We can use the date add function to add a date part to a date time value. Let's say we want to add one day to the current date time. So as the first argument, we pass the current date time. And then for the second argument, we write an expression like this: interval 1 day. Let's select the result. So this returns tomorrow's date with the same time. Now we can also add 1 year to the current date time by simply changing the unit from day to year. So this returns next year, same day, same hour. What if you want to go back in time? We can either pass a negative value here, so this returns last year's date, or we can use the date sub function to subtract a date part from a date time value. So instead of passing a negative number, we pass a positive number and we get the exact same result. So this is how we can add or remove a date part to a date time value. We can also calculate the difference between two dates. So we call the date diff function and give it two dates. Let's say 2019, January 5th, and 2019, January 1st. So this returns 4. Note that this function only returns the difference in days, not the hours or minutes, even if we include a time value here. For example, let's say January 5th, 9 a.m. and January 1st, 5 p.m. We still get 4, irrespective of the difference in timing here. Also, note that because I put the later date first, we get a positive number here. If we swap the order of these dates, we get a negative value. So there you go. We get -4. So this is how we calculate the difference between two dates. Now, how can we calculate the difference between two times? Well, for that, we use the time to sec function. And this returns the number of seconds elapsed since midnight. Let's say 9 a.m. So this returns 32,400. And these are the number of seconds elapsed since midnight. Now, we can call the time to sec function for the second time value and then subtract it from the first value. So minus time to sec, let's say 9:02. So we get -120. Obviously, because we put the earlier time first. If we swap the order of these values, we get a positive value.